Hey, we're back. We're getting into Pokemon FireRed again. We just got 3 badges before with the Vermilion City badge. We're being Lieutenant Surge. We returned to Cerulean City, and now we're gonna head east. Departed from the SS Anne for the next destination. Took on Vermilion City. Gym leader Lieutenant Surge's Raichu with Charizard won handily. Departed the gym in Vermilion City. Depart from the underground path for the next destination. And now save the game at this location, Cerulean City. Now we're going to go east on Route 9. We now actually cut the tree to go east, so let's do it. And then now we can go down and fight our first trainer. She says, "You have Pokemon with you? You're mine." Picnicker, Alicia. Starting with a level 18 Oddish, a grass and poison type. Oddish gives 300 experience for beating it. Next up is another grass and poison type, level 18 Bellsprout. Fire moves like Ember will go pretty well. 324 experience for being Bellsprout. Another level 18 Oddish. Moves like Ember, moves like Bite would do just fine. 300 experience. And then one more level 18 Bellsprout. $324 EXP. Beating Picnicker Alicia gets you 360 G. She points out the tunnel coming up is pitch black inside. You'll need Flash to get through there. That begs the question on Flash. Flash could be potentially useful in Rock Tunnel, but we haven't gotten Flash yet, so maybe we want to go back and get Flash first. Okay, so let's actually do that. We're going to go back. This takes us back to Vermilion City, but let's do that. We'll go back down Cerulean City to Route 5, southward down Underground Path, back down to Vermilion City. So we could have done this earlier, I suppose, but let's take a look at how many repels we've got. We might need a few more. Get through this quicker. Okay, we only have 2 repels. Let's make sure to get at least 4 repels. So we'll go ahead and buy. We'll get up to 5. We're going to go through Diglett's Cave again, now that we have Cut as a move. Which we could have earlier delayed and just gotten the Diglett. We're going back east, Route 11, going back up north through Diglett's Cave. We are going to use a Repel, save us some wild Pokemon encounters of Diglett. It gives us 100 steps of avoiding any encounters. And we're basically just running below. In fact, I'm going to use one more just to avoid the annoyance, even though we're most of the way through now. That's the advantage of Repel as a move. Just going all the way back to the other side, we are now back onto Route 2 eastward. And then the eastern part of Route 2 is blocked by trees. We can now go down this way and cut the tree to the south, past that little house. Once a Pokemon learns Flash, you can get through the rock tunnel. I remember me, I'm one of Professor Oak's aides. If your Pokédex has complete data on 10 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward. Professor Oak entrusted me with HM05 for use. So let me ask you, have you gathered data on at least 10 kinds of Pokemon? Great, you've caught our own 20 kinds of Pokemon. Congratulations, here you go. The 8 gives you HM05, the hidden move Flash. Flash lights up even the darkest of caves and dungeons. So now that we can go to the TM case and teach HM05 Flash to, we can teach it to Oddish, Drowsy, or Meowth. We'll just go ahead and teach it to Oddish, because Oddish is probably going to stay on the team the longest out of all the Pokemon. We can just have it replace Sweet Scent, which has its own abilities to get wild Pokemon, but we'll just replace it for now. It's fine. Now we can go all the way back through Diglett's Cave. That's one way we can go. The other way is we can go through Mount Moon to Cerulean City. Either way would be fine. For the sake of argument, let's go the other way back. I don't know which way is faster. They're probably about the same. But one way we can go is go cut to the west on Route 2, go north up Pewter City, and then we'll go back east on Route 3, which we were on earlier on, before we got to Cerulean City. And just use running shoes, pressing the B button to keep moving. And then we're back on Route 4 North. And then as we go through Mount Moon, we will have to use another one of those repels. We go up, to the right, up, right, past the ladder, up, left. Now, if I can recall whether it's this one. No, I don't think it's this one. Past the other ladder, and then go left, up past the hiker, go to the ladder, and then we gotta use another repel to keep going. After going down the ladder, keep going down, keep going to the right, go down the ladder, and go to the right, down the steps, up again, to go right, down. I think this is actually the longer path. And we have to go down, and then to the left. So I think Diglett's Cave would have been probably a little better. Going left, up, past the Team Rocket Grunt, past that one with the fossil, go left, down, right, and then we can go up the ladder. We end up using every repel going that way, but now we can go back right. And hop back down the ledge here. To the right and be back in Cerulean City. Let's go ahead and buy a few more repels now that we've used a few repels. We now have HM05 Flash on Pokemon, which is great. Let's get back to at least 3 repels. Now we're gonna go east. Oh, and I guess another thing you do is now you can cut southward with Cerulean. You don't have to go through that poor person's house anymore. And then you're back on to go east. Cut that other tree over, and you're back on Route 9 after that hint about HM05 Flash. On Rock Tunnel, now we can drop down one ledge. If we drop down a second ledge, we can grab TM40, Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is a pretty decent flying type move, actually. Again, you can only equip it once, but it is a 40 attack move. It's extremely fast. Attack against one target, can't be evaded. It's a pretty decent move for this stage of the game. If you keep going right, you can fight a hiker who is bored. Hiker Jeremy has a Machop that is level 20, fighting type Pokemon. Flying moves like Wing Attack will be pretty effective. Other most kind of moves are going to do just fine. Psychic moves are a bit better. 376 EXP to beat Machop. Next up is a level 20 Onix. Basically every move can potentially have some issues from Charizard. Metal Claw is probably your best move just because it's actually going to be decently effective against Onix. Obviously your Venusaur or Blastoise is going to do pretty well with moves like Water Gun and Razor Leaf. 462 EXP to beat Onix by beating Hiker Jeremy. 720 G as a prize. He says, "You sure had guts standing up to me there, eh?" You can keep going right. If you go up and to the left, you can fight an optional trainer. Who's that walking there with those good-looking Pokemon? Camper Chris starts out with a Growlithe, which is level 21. It being a fire type, the only one you really have to worry too much about is if you have an Ivysaur or Venusaur, which might, need to take 2 shots on it. 409 EXP for beating Growlithe. And we have a level 21 Charmander. Same idea, also a fire type. 392 EXP to beat the Charmander. 420 G. If you keep going up and to the left, there's another optional trainer you can fight who says, "I got up early every day to raise my Pokemon from Cocoon." So this is going to be one of those bug catchers named Brent, starting out with a Beedrill. Level 19 Beedrill. I mean, it's a bug and a flying type Pokemon, so any fire or flying type move is going to be pretty effective. For rock type move, 646 EXP to beat the first Beedrill. There's a second Beedrill coming, which is also level 19. Super effective. 646 EXP. Our level 40 starter is in the starting spot. He says, what a total waste of time after losing 228 G. Because I have to collect more than bugs to get stronger. If you keep going left, there's a patch of grass where you can catch some Pokemon on this route if you choose. For example, an Ekans. You can catch an Ekans here. So that's slightly annoying in that Diglett got poisoned by Poison Sting. So Route 9, you can definitely catch Ekans. Poison type Pokemon. Not super unique. Doesn't really add a lot to your team, but for the sake of completion, we could catch one. The Grassland Pokemon, a very common sight in Grassland, etc. It flicks its tongue in and out to sense danger in its surroundings. Because Diglett got poisoned, we're gonna quickly go back towards Cerulean City and just try to heal. Just because Cerulean City isn't that far. Let's go ahead and heal that Diglett while we're at it and then go back east onto Route 9. Keep accidentally pressing the L button for the help menu, which can happen on a Switch. Let's head back over onto Route 9 and continue with the Cut the Tree again. Basically, when you leave a route, the obstacles that are in and out, I mean, they return to what they were, which is weird because you can cut the tree or whatever, and then it just returns. Boulders kind of go back to the same spot. It's kind of the same idea. Let's see if there's anything else interesting we want to take a look at catching here. We did have a Spearow previously, but we can get another Spearow, right? That's a higher level. Because this one's a level 16 Spearow. This Pidgey's gonna get knocked out, but at least we'll drop Spearow to a good enough spot to hopefully get a nice throw on it. Yeah, I'm surprised Pidgey did not get knocked out. I mean, now that we've lowered it to a low enough HP, about what? A little over a quarter left, we can go and catch the Spearow and put that on our team in our lineup as a stronger Pokemon. Totally optional catches. It's just kind of interesting to try to do. And now we're starting to repeat. Let's just keep moving for now. Okay, so we beat the bug catcher. We can kind of keep going. We can go back down now. If you are below that last ledge and keep going, you will find that there is a hiker and then an item past the hiker after you beat the hiker. Hiker Alan, A-L-A-N, has a level 21 Geodude. Your Vine Whip, your Water Gun, your Metal Claw should all do pretty decent, super effective damage on Geodude and knock it out pretty quickly. This will get us 387 EXP. Really the same moves against the level 21 Onix will work. Charizard gained 486 EXP. Ha ha ha. You beat me fair, 756 ESP. To the east is a Burn Heal. These are all optional battles for the most part. We did have one that was required at the beginning the person who talked to us about Flash. Now we have to keep going up. And as we go up, we have another bug catcher. After kind of going back left and then up, right, and then up. Bug catcher Connor is a required battle. Conner. Level 20 Caterpie. Bug type. So any kind of flying, rock, fire type is going to do well. 226 EXP. Next up is another bug, level 20 Weedle. Same kind of moves are going to be good, or just anything high powered. $222 EXP. Then we've got a Venonat. Venonat is also a bug type. It's all a poison type. So, again, pretty much the same moves are going to work, as well as psychic moves, because of its Psychic's going to have the advantage on Poison, 321 EXP for beating Venonat, 240 G for beating the Bug Catcher. If you don't like bug Pokemon, you bug me. If you go left, you can fight another optional trainer. That optional trainer is Camper Drew, who begins with a level 19 Rattata. Normal type, pretty simple, do whatever you want. Just use something that's high powered. Which at this point, if you have a level 40 starter, could be a bunch of different moves. 231 EXP to beat. And then we got Sandshrew, a ground type. Flying moves will be good, just don't use electric against ground moves. Ground types. 378 EXP to beat Sandshrew. And then we have Ekans as the next Pokemon. Level 19 Ekans. You can use Psychic or any really strong move. That's not a grass type move. 252 EXP, and then we got Sandshrew again, same idea. With this level 19 Sandshrew. $378 EXP. Can't measure up, he says. You get 380 G for beating him. If you go up from Drew, there is another piece of wild grass if you want to see if you want to catch anything else that's higher level. Like say if I wanted a higher level Rattata, I could. There's not really a point in having a better Rattata, so I'm just going to knock it up. Spearow at least has the ability to fly, so it could be potentially useful. Okay, so after beating that bug catcher from earlier, you can keep going up. And you can avoid this next optional trainer that's a hiker, or you can fight this trainer. I'm just going to go ahead and fight Hiker Bryce, B-R-I-C-E, and get a bit more experience. Again, rock type, so use your water, grass, or steel type moves. First one is level 20 Geodude. Which gives you 367 experience points. The second level 20 Geodude will also give you 367 experience points. And then Hiker shifts to Machop, which is level 20. Psychic or just high-powered move will do pretty well. Pokemon like Charizard will take less damage from Machop's Karate Chop types of moves. 376 experience points to beat Machop, 720 G to beat the Hiker. You can keep going right, and then you'll hit a dead end, but you can jump down one ledge, and then you can skip or fight the next trainer. We're going to go ahead and fight the next optional trainer, who says, "Don't you dare patronize me." Picnicker, Caitlin, C-A-I-T-L-I-N, versus York Squad. There's a level 23 Meowth. Meowth is just your normal type. So Any kind of move will be good. Fighting will be especially good. As long as it's high powered. 339 experience to beat Meowth, and that's it. Caitlyn only has one Pokemon. 460 G to beat. Says, you're obviously talented. Good luck to you. If you keep going right, you will be on Route 10. So there's two things you can do here. If you go north, above the fence, you can't really do anything yet because there's a river that ultimately, if you take it south, goes to the power plant. We don't have surf yet, so we can't go there. There is a patch of grass you can avoid or not avoid, but you'll have some encounters with Pokemon like Spearow. This route is not too different than what is on Route 9. But there's Pokemon you haven't caught yet, such as a level 17 Voltorb that I just saw here. That's different, right? Voltorbs are unique to this area because it's near the power plant. Try not to use Dig on it because I think I'm going to knock it out if I use Dig. Voltorb does a static as an ability, which means it can paralyze, so that is a nice little ability with it. Obviously, a Pokemon like Voltorb can also learn moves like Flash, which can be used in certain dark dungeons like a Rock Tunnel. Voltorb is the urban Pokemon, a life form whose identity is unknown and is said to screech or suddenly self-destruct. The interesting thing about Voltorb in the original games is they would put Voltorbs in the wild, and because items look like Voltorbs, you could just run into a Voltorb. So it was kind of a, in the simple days of Game Boy graphics, that kind of thing would show up kind of significantly. Okay, so we're at a Pokemon Center. Let's go and talk to people here. A Nugget's totally useless, so I sold it for 5,000 G. It's true, Nuggets can't do anything except you can sell them. The types of Pokemon match up differently with each other. Every type is stronger than some types and weaker than others. And then there's an aide in the Pokemon Center on Route 10. It says, it's me, one of the ever-present aides to Professor Oak. If your Pokemon has complete data on 20 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward from Professor Oak. He entrusted me with this Everstone. So let me ask you, have you gathered data on at least 20 kinds of Pokemon? We have, because we have caught or owned 22 kinds of Pokemon. So that gives you an Everstone, which can allow you to prevent an evolution right away while your Pokemon is holding it. Making Pokemon evolve certainly can add to the Pokédex, but you may not want a certain Pokemon evolve. It'll prevent evolution, according to the professor. And then this other guy says, I heard that ghosts haunt the Lavender Town. Let's go ahead and heal here at the Pokemon Center for free. We're gonna go ahead and deposit some Pokemon that are lower level. We got a Meowth that is at this point lower level. We can also actually deposit our lower level Pidgey and withdraw a Spearow, because a Spearow is gonna be just a bit higher level at level 16. We can also withdraw Voltorb, and that's going to be higher level. And so our current lineup check. Level 40 starter, which happens to be a Charizard. Flamethrower, Wing Attack, Ember, and Metal Claw. We have a level 17 Diglett, Dig, Cut, Magnitude, and Scratch. Level 15 Oddish, Cut, Absorb, Poison Powder, and Flash. Drowsy at level 13. Confusion, Hypnosis, Pound, and Disable. Then we've got our level 16 Spearow, which we just added to the team. Really, the choices here are Peck, Fury Attack, Leer, and Growl as the moves. Not necessarily the best moves, but they're moves. And then we've got Tackle, Sonic Boom, Charge, and Screech. We don't currently have an electric move on Voltorb yet. So that's going to give us a decent go with our starting Pokemon really being the main Pokemon for this fight. But then we have some Pokemon for backup and to catch some Pokemon. Alright, we have been waiting for this moment for a while to get to the rock tunnel. You can cut your way through to skip this trainer, but I'm going to fight this next trainer south of the Route 10 Pokemon Gym. Good to have some extra experience. Picnicker Heidi. Starts out with a level 20 Pikachu. Just any strong attack of any really type is going to do pretty well. I just used the flying move and wing attack, and it still knocked out Pikachu. 351 EXP to beat Pikachu. For starters now at level 41. Clefairy is the second Pokemon. It's only a normal type Pokemon in this generation. Not yet a fairy type. Beating the level 20 Clefairy, which is just a normal type, 291 experience. Oh, after all my training, 400G. Could beat Picnicker. She knows some Pokemaniacs prowling around. Can you imagine them up here in the mountains? And as you go up, this is Rock Tunnel. Detour to Lavender Town. Let's go in. As we go in, you will see very little, right? You can only see one square around you if you don't have Flash. But if you got Flash by having 10 Pokemon after going through the with HM01 Cut through Diglett's Cave, or really around, through on the Pewter City side, and gotten the HM05 Flash for having 10 Pokemon, we can go and use Flash. We have Flash on Oddish. It lights up darkness. When we do that, we can see the whole screen. So we can just keep going down. If we go down, and if we go right and then down, we can fight a trainer here, which is Pokemaniac Ashton. Starts out with a level 23 Cubone, a ground type Pokemon. So if we use, flying type moves, we'll do alright. Or just any high powered move generally. That's going to give us 427 EXP. And then we've got level 23 Slowpoke, which will be a little tougher um, for Charizard because of the type disadvantage, but Flamethrower is still strong enough. Still knocks it on one hit for 487 EXP. Beating Ashton is going to give us 1104 G. Says, oh well, I'll get a Zubat as I go. If you kind of keep going down um, to the right, I mean, that's kind of your way to go. If you actually went up and to the right, you can actually get um, an item, totally optional item. It is another repel, which could potentially be useful, but if you have beaten Ashton, which is a required trainer, you can go down and right and then up, and it's going to lead you towards a ladder. You'll encounter Geodudes here if you don't have one already. Definitely a Pokemon that can eventually learn moves like Strength. If you want to just knock them out, you can always use Vine Whip, or I mean Razor Leaf, Water Gun, and Metal Claw. And now let's go up to the ladder, and then it's going to lead you up. You can just go down. You can't really go right from there, but once you go down and to the left, you'll fight another trainer. Another Pokemon you can catch here, if you don't have one already, is a Zubat, level 16-ish. It can vary a little bit, but Zubats are, you probably found one in Mount Moon already. If you couldn't go down and to the left, as I mentioned, you run in more uh, excited Pokemon fans. I draw illustrations of Pokemon when I'm home, he says. And it's another weird Pokemaniac named Winston. This one has a level 25 Slowpoke. If you have a Charizard, you may possibly need more than 2 hits on it to beat it. Or that may be enough. 529 EXP to beat the Slowpoke. 1200 G for the victory. He says I'm an artist, not a fighter. I'll go home to draw. If you keep going left, you keep going far left, you can pick up an optional item. The other thing you can do is you can run into Mankeys here. You've probably ran into a Mankey previously, but these Mankeys are level more like level 17 if you want to catch a higher level one. It's kind of a place to do it. Oh, Spearow ended up knocking out the Mankey. Okay, it's weird. It's weird that I got knocked out the Twitch stream, but the video, but it's back. We ended up accidentally knocking out a Mankey, which is a shame. But if you kind of keep going left, you can pick up a revive, totally optional. You know, skip that and just go up towards the trainer instead. And you go up, you do fight another trainer. I don't often come here, but I will battle you. Picnicker Martha is next with a level 22 Oddish. And same rules apply, grass and poison type. Flying moves will be good, fire moves will be good, water moves not as good. 367 EXP to beat the Oddish. And we have one more grass and poison type Pokemon, same idea. Level 22 Bulbasaur. Fire and flying moves will be super effective. 301 EXP. For that, 440 G to win. She says, I like tiny Pokemon, big ones are too scary. Looks like a few others are also playing Pokemon FireRed this week. Trying to catch this higher level Mankey is having me get Pokemon knocked out, which is not ideal, but figure I could use a stronger Mankey just for the heck of it. Voltorb Sonic Boom is actually pretty decent early on. Because doing 20 damage is actually pretty good in the early game. So you can see that Voltorb actually did a ton of damage. With Voltorb, we probably would want to move Sonic Boom to the #1 move. Also, the static ability is able to paralyze, sometimes just on impact, which is great. So, got another higher level Pokemon. Let's do that move thing before I forget. But Sonic Boom, I had a tackle, is really, probably would be ideal in this situation with Voltorb. Let's keep going up and to the right, and then up, and then we face another trainer, which is Maniac Steve. Level 22 Charmander. There's not a lot of optional battles really in this area. You're really just fighting just about every trainer in the rock tunnel. It is at least kind of linear, which is good if you don't have Flash and you're just kind of stumbling around. 306 EXP for that first one, and to beat the Charmander, and then now we have a level 22 Cubone, which can use Headbite as a move. Beating Cubone gets you 490 XP. By beating Maniac Steve, you get 1056 EXP. He says Pokemon cosplay is dressing up as Pokemon for fun. Clefairy is a favorite. Anyway, you go up and then to the right, and then up again, and then this is kind of a little bit of an open area. If you wanted to catch if you want to catch an Onix here, that's also something you can do. Let's see if we can try to catch one. Because Onixes are a little less common to find, even though they do exist in a few places in Kanto. We use Absorb from Oddish, which does a lot of damage because of the grass type advantage over Onix, and now we should be able to catch an Onix. Onix is kind of like Geodude, rock type Pokemon, can use strength, you know, all that stuff. Now, if I can actually catch an Onix, that would be great. Onix is a little bit harder to catch than some of the other Pokemon. We do have Great Balls, but if I'm able to catch it with a Pokeball, that would really be great. And we've caught an Onix, although it took like 3 Pokeballs. Onix is the cave Pokemon. It usually lives underground. It's the rock snake Pokemon. It searches for food while boring its way through the ground at 50 miles per hour. It's another entry in the Pokédex. We go up and go right. We will encounter an optional trainer. The hiker says, hit me with your best shot. Hiker Eric starts out with a level 20 fighting type Pokemon named Machop. Moves like flying type moves are going to be good against it, or Psychic, 376 EXP to beat. And then we got another rock type level 20 Onix. Use your steel, grass, water type moves. It does a rock throw, so it can hit Charizard for quite a bit of damage because Charizard is a fire and a flying type. They're both weak against rock types. But Charizard still has some, Metal Claws and move. 462 EXP to beat Onix. Beating Hiker Eric would give you 720 G. If you go the other direction, it's like you gotta fight one or the other. If you went back down and to the left, you fight another hiker. My Pokemon techniques will leave you crying. So you just gotta fight either of the optional trainers out of these hikers. The other one has is Hiker Allen having a level 25 Geodude. Grass, water, steel types will do pretty well, or ground types. Ground type moves also do well against rock. So like a Diglett used a dig move that could help. Charizard gets 460 EXP for being the Geodude, 900 G. Mountains, you'll often find rock type Pokemon. Either way you keep going, you go up the ladder. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use a Repel because we have gone through and probably caught every unique Pokemon we've been going for. Will save us a few steps while we keep going. Repels are strictly optional. If you keep going down, you can fight another hiker, which is optional. Hiker Oliver. First Pokemon is a level 20 Onix. Same rules. Grass, steel, ground, water. Fighting moves actually do well against Pokemon like Onix or Geodude as well. 462 EXP. Same kind of attacks on the second level 20 Onix. Again, beware of any rock throws that connect against a Pokemon like Charizard. Also 462 EXP. Same kind of moves against level 20 Geodude. $367 EXP. Ease up, what am I doing? Which way is up? 720 G. The hiker says, the sleeping Pokemon on Route 12 forced me to take this detour. If instead of going down, you went to the right, you have an optional trainer you can fight. Another hiker. This tunnel goes a long way, kids. You can do either route, and it'll take you down. So again, choice of hikers. Hiker Lenny is the other hiker up here. Level 19 Geodude to start. 349 EXP. And same kind of moves. Grass, water, fighting, ground, steel. Need another level 19 Geodude. 349 EXP. This hiker is not particularly creative. Just keeps taking out the same Pokemon. But if a move like Metal Claw or something misses with a Charizard can get hit for quite a bit of damage. Another Geodude for the 349 EXP. That was the third one. And then we've got a Machop at level 19, fighting type. Against flying and psychic moves. 357 EXP to beat the Machop. 684 G to win. Says, watch for Onix. They appear only occasionally. We did see one. High level ones can put the squeeze on you. We caught an Onix, so we have that in the lineup now. Now we can keep moving regardless of which hiker you took on. If you go to the bottom right on this level, you can pick up an escape rope. If you then keep going up, you have one more hiker that is, well, frankly optional for you to fight because you could have skipped it. But another good optional battle. Outsiders like you need to show me some respect. Hiker Lucas. Just a lot of rock types here. Rock and ground types, level 21. Geodude. Gives you 387 EXP. Now we have a Graveler. Graveler is the evolved form of Geodude, level 21 Graveler. Same tactics, same kind of types, it's just a bit stronger. But as long as you use a type advantage move, you can knock it out pretty quickly. Graveler is going to give us 603 EXP. Hiker gives you 756 G for winning. You're talented enough to hike. You can go up and then down the ladder. And then once you've gone down the ladder, you'll come across two areas. You can either go up or down. If you go up, you can go up to rocks. You can rock smash, but you don't have that ability just yet. If you then kind of go to the left instead, you can come across another trainer. Quite a few trainers down here in the rock tunnel. Do you know how you can avoid getting lost in the mountains? You can bend twigs as trail markers, says this trainer. This trainer's name is Picnicker Sophia, S-O-F-I-A. Starting out with a singing Jigglypuff, level 21. I've been trying to save up on Flamethrower as a move because it only has 15 PP. Now I'm starting to use it. Jigglypuff was 342 experience points. Level 21 Pidgey's next. Normal and flying type move that's weak against electric types, but immune against ground types. 247 EXP to beat the Pidgey. Rock types are also, rock type moves can be good against Pidgey as well. And then Meowth, which would be weak against fighting type moves and not strong against rock types. We are going to use any strong move against level 21 Meowth and knock it out for 310 EXP. Sophia is going to give you 420 G for winning. Says she wants to go home. If you kind of go down from there, go down to the left, you get to talk to a random person who says when you're up on a rocky mountain like this, rock slides are a threat. Can you imagine boulders tumbling down on you? That'd be like, wah! Pure terror. You don't seem to be scared. Want to try using rock slide. This move can be learned only once. Is that okay? So you can teach rock slide to a Pokemon. It can only be learned once. So rock slide is a decent move. You can teach it to Charizard if you want it. I'm not going to bother with it here. But rock slide is a pretty decent move. It's a viable option if you want to teach rock slide to a Pokemon. Rock slide's not the best move, but it's a pretty decent rock move. If you went, instead of going that way, you kept moving to the left of that Picnicker. That would be kind of where you advance. If you were to go up from the Picnicker, you could grab an item. Totally optional. That's going to give you a max ether. A max ether is like a stronger ether, right? We talked about ethers before, but it would fully restore a selected move's PP for one Pokemon. Good for the late game when you're trying to beat the final boss, so to speak. Not so useful at other times. In any case, you can left. There's another hiker. Can you beat my power? Just tons of trainers in Rock Tunnel. Hiker Dudley starts out with a level 21 Geodude. So with any of these hikers, many moves are good, and rock types just don't use your fire and flying and normal type moves. If you use your ground, grass, water, fighting, steel, you're going to do pretty well. Another level 21 Geodude. $387 EXP. And then again, another Graveler. This is the second Graveler we've seen. Same idea, level 21 Graveler. It's going to give us 603 EXP. Beat Hiker Dudley, you get 756 G. Says, I go for power because I hate thinking. If you kind of go down and a little left and down from the hiker, you'll see much. You'll see some rocks that you can smash. do much with it now. You'd go up though, instead, and head towards the ladder. Geodudes abound. If you are not using repels, you'll run into them over and over and over and over. If you keep moving up though, there's a Maniac who says you have a Pokédex. I want that. I want one too. Maniac Cooper has 3 Pokemon, starting with a level 20 Slowpoke. Slowpoke is a water and psychic type Pokemon. Use those electric moves if you have them. Grass would do pretty well too. Since I don't have anything like that, I'm just going to use Flamethrower on Charizard because Charizard's my only Pokemon that's higher level than these Slowpoke. 423 EXP. Beat that Slowpoke, and then Cooper has a third level 20 Slowpoke. We'll go ahead and knock them all out. He's up a higher level advantage here, 423 EXP as well. He says he's jealous that you have a Pokédex, 960 G for winning. He says, when you finish your Pokédex, can I have it? No, you may not. Okay, so as you keep going up the ladder, if you keep going down, there are even more trainers. First says, don't try anything funny in the dark. Picnicker Leia starts with a level 22 Bellsprout. Grass and poison type, you know the drill. Fire type moves are going to be good. Flying type moves are going to be good. Generally high power moves. 396 EXP to beat the Bellsprout. Then we have Clefairy, who was just a normal type, level 22. $319 experience points to beat. Leia's going to give you 440 G for winning. Says, I saw a Machop in this tunnel. We keep going down. You will fight yet another Picnicker. A lot of hikers and Picnickers. Picnicker Ariana next starts out with a level 19 normal and flying type Pidgey. Again, weak against electric and rock type Pokemon. Pidgey goes down for 223 experience. Rattata next at level 19. Just use any strong attack against it. You'll beat it. 231 experience points. Same thing with the second level 19 Rattata. It is also 231 experience points, and our starter is now at level 44. Charizard now has the ability of learning Slash. That's great. So look at this. Slash has 70 power. So even though we have Metal Claw at 50, Ember at 40, we have a new viable move now. So we have Flamethrower, we have Wing Attack. Those are kind of our top 2 moves that we do want to keep because of the type advantage. And then the choice becomes whether we keep Ember as a second fire move or Steel, the Steel move in Metal Claw. Steel Claw is probably the better one to replace because it is now the weakest move, given that Ember has the same type advantage and can also boost you in terms of fire types if you need it. So let's go ahead and we're going to use Slash to 70 power Slash to replace Metal Claw. Even though Metal Claw can be useful against, rock types. And we've got level 19, Bellsprout, Grass and Poison, same kind of fire and flying moves. Bellsprout Goes down, 342 experience points, 380 G for beating Ariana. Says, I'm all sweaty now. We keep going down and to the left. I tempted to use another repel at this point. There's so many of these. And I know we're also getting a lot closer now. If we kind of go left and then up, there is another item that we can get. I think if anyone did want to use repels through this cave, they probably want to. You probably want to use like 3 repels. There's 1 pearl you can pick up when you go up. If you can skip it, choose to, and then you can just go left towards the next Picnicker. Picnicker says, I came this far looking for wild Pokemon. Picnicker Dana sends out, has a few Pokemon, starting with a level 20 Meowth, a normal type Pokemon. Just use any high-powered move you've got. 295 experience points for beating it. And then next up we have a level 20 Oddish. Grass and Poison type, use your Fire, Flying, or otherwise high-powered move. 333 experience points for beating the Oddish, and then Dana does have some variety in Pokemon, comes out with a level 20 Pidgey, a normal flying type. Electric and Rock or any high-powered move is going to knock it out. 235 experience points for being the Pidgey, 400 G for winning. Says, you look, and then she says, you look cute and harmless. Was I ever wrong? Oh, look at this. There's a Machop encounter. That's pretty rare in this world. Within the rock tunnel. Let's see if we have any chance of getting it. Because that would be a new Pokemon for our Pokédex. Machops are available in the rock tunnel. I'm going to knock down my Machop, so I'm just kind of whittling it down slowly rather than have it get knocked out because we haven't really seen many of these. Okay, now we can go and try to catch one. Now that it is in the red bar on the health bar. And we have gone ahead and caught a Machop at level 16. A mountain Pokemon, the superpower Pokemon, its whole body is composed of muscles. Even though it's the size of a human child, it can hurl 100 grown-ups. As we go left, there is a sign, Rock Tunnel, Cerulean City to Lavender Town. We are basically at the exit. I'm still going to take a look here and see if there's anything else worth mentioning. That's pretty much it. I mean, you kind of go down and then you'll be at, you can go through the Rock Tunnel South entrance and you'll be on your way to a new land. We go through and we're out the other side on Route 10, south side. So what we can do, so there are still trainers on the other side, but if we go down the right side, we can actually hop our way down to the Lavender Town Pokemon Center and heal first, and then continue. So we can heal at the Pokemon Center. You know how the Cubone species wears skulls, right? People pay a lot for one. I saw Cubone's mother trying to escape from Team Rocket. She was killed trying to get away. Team Rocket will do anything for the sake of money. There's no job too dirty, no deed too heinous, no crime too wicked. Let's go ahead and switch some Pokemon first, and then we're going to wrap up the last little area. Let's withdraw. Onix and Machop are probably the ones that withdraw here. We'll go ahead and drop Voltorb in there because Voltorb doesn't add as much value. And we'll have Machop in. So we have a slightly different lineup now. We've got an Onix. Rock Throw becomes the best move on Onix, and then we can put Tackle, Vine, and Screech. And then Machop is kind of interesting because Low Kick can be a decent move. Karate Chop is going to be a little more reliable as a move. And then, so Karate Chop, Low Kick, Focus Energy, and Leer. Alright, let's go back up. Now that we've jumped back here. Totally optional battles, but we're going to go up. Back under Route 10. One trainer we skipped, we could have gone back to is one says, "Hi kid, want to see my Pokemon," which would actually be the third trainer you fight if you just went down the left side. Maniac Herman has a level 20 Cubone, a ground type. You can use just about any move on it, really, and we'll knock it out. At this point, Pokemon don't look as strong. 372 EXP. With level 20 Water and Psychic type Slowpoke. We have some choices now. We can use Wing Attack, we can use Slash, even without having a move that is specifically strong against Slowpoke. Wing Attack is going to do nice job, 423 EXP. By being Pokemaniac Herman, that's 960 EXP. Says, "I don't like you. I don't like anyone better than me." Anyway, we can go all the way back up. And then there's that left side that we could have fought some optional trainers. Let's fight the optional trainers. The first one, it says, "I'm feeling a bit faint. I haven't hiked in some time." Picnicker Carol would like to battle. Picnicker Carol sent Pidgey. Level 21 Pidgey. Um, 247 EXP. And then we've got actually an evolved form in Pidgeotto. We haven't seen too many Pidgeottos. Just a few here and there. Level 21 Pidgeotto. A bit stronger. but still not really that much stronger than our rivals on the SS. And 508 EXP to beat. Picnicker Carol says, I'm too tired. I wasn't up for it. 420G to beat. Pokemon here in the mountains are so chunky, I think there were pink Pokemon with a floral pattern. If you keep going to the left, there is that last hiker. So there are 3 potential trainers really in the southern part of Route 10. Hiker Clark would like to battle, starting with a level 21 Geodude. Now, we don't have anything that's specifically strong now that we've taken off Metal Claw with Charizard, but it doesn't really matter. Flamethrower is still going to wipe it out. Charizard gains 387 experience by beating it. Level 21 Onix, same thing. .486 EXP to beat by beating Hiker Clark. Says, ha, not laughing. Hey, hey, fever, ha, chew. 756G to beat. And then there's actually another trainer you can find. So I guess there's 4 on the left. If you just go down the left side. The mountain air is delicious. Hiker Trent would like to battle. Hiker Trent sends out Onix. These 3 are all optional. You do not need to go this way to fight any of these trainers, but let's get the experience. Flamethrower will do just fine. 439 experience by beating Onix. Then we've got a level 19 Graveler. All rock types, all weakends, you know, the usual suspects of grass, water, metal, or I mean steel. Fighting 544 EXP to beat this hiker, 684 G. Says, I feel bloated on mountain air. So that takes care of all 4. We are now into Lavender Town. New self-scope, make the invisible plain to see. Self-co. We're just, again, we'll heal again, but that's going to be the stopping point for today. I'm going to go ahead and heal here. Okay, restore your Pokemon to full health. Alright, this will be the save point. We are in Lavender Town, 6 hours and 36 minutes in. Thanks for watching.